out here in Poland as well.
Yeah. Apart from last night.
Yeah, you played a gig. How was it?
Last night was good, yeah. We played sort of the first show that we did with Sunlux was like quite a big venue with a big stage, and then the next night it was a small venue with a small stage and like no lights or anything, so like two completely different shows, but both were kind of enjoyable for different reasons. We quite like small shows, so
yeah, it was more like a rock show,
yeah,
than sort of a club. Oh, they were really nice.
yeah, they seem nice.
I don't feel. I think as a support band, you can never really. All you can really hope for is to keep people's attention. It's more of a challenge than headlining. I don't really feel in a position to make any judgments about audiences. But last night was great.
Started working together about 3 years ago when we came back from university. Just not for any reason in particular, we just kind of wanted to make music together. Made a few songs and then got offered the chance to go on tour with a friend of ours called James Blake. And then we did that, and then we came back, and then we released some music, so we kind of did it the opposite way around, and then we released the music, and then it's all kind of gone from there. We've got 2 albums now. We worked with a producer on the second. We didn't work with a producer on the first album. We did it all ourselves. And on the second album, we decided to work with a producer called Andy Savers, who's worked with My Bloody Valentine, Sigur Rós, The Horrors, and we used some proper studios before. We'd done everything in our bedroom, but this time we decided to use proper studios, and it was a much tougher process, but we were much more able to kind of put more into
toughen it in a different way, I guess.
Yeah.
It was creatively easier.
Yeah.
We really had to grind the first album out because it took so long. It was made over such a long amount of time.
Just the sense of satisfaction when you write songs, like when you finish writing a song, or when you feel like you've done something that you wanted to do. It's just you feel satisfied. You feel like you've achieved something in the short term and in the long term. It's what I want to be doing, and I feel like I'm doing it well. So
I think for me that the process of working with a producer and in the studios, it was a lot more sort of in depth, and it felt a lot more full on and vivid than writing it in a room where I also slept. It can sometimes feel a little bit passive and a bit relaxed in that environment, which can be good, and it's a good place to start ideas. But to actually sort of, it's like going to work, but like the best job ever, really. I much preferred it.
No place in particular. Well, from music, from other kinds of music, I suppose, but there's not one place that I go to in particular to try and, there's not a place that I go to write, or a situation that I put myself in to feel inspired. I always want to make music, so I don't feel like I need to stoke that fire in myself. It's always there. Loads and loads of people like big sort of big figures like Bjork and Tom York. They're kind of, and then I don't know, just there's no one particular thing that I would say. I always try. I think we both try hard not to imitate any kind of music. So we both listen to a broad range of music and kind of just let it sort of feed into our minds as opposed to trying to make rock music or trying to make dance music of a certain genres.
I remember having some shockers when I was younger. I remember lots of my musical education was sort of 70s and 80s compilations in my mum's car. But in terms of buying, I remember I had the Steps album on tape,
Yeah.
That's
It's a
shocking.
good one.
I had a Smurfs album when I was in like year 2. That was a bag of shit.
How'd you get them in the studio?
Smurfs?
Yeah.
They're not real.
Yeah.
They're voice actors.
That's a good one.
Bloody good ones as well.
Yeah.
They really do sound like Smurfs.
The first two that I remember buying were White Pony by Deftones.
Oh, fuck off.
No, that was the first one that I bought with my own money.
No.
Well, what age? You went to HMV and bought the Smurfs yourself.
You must have got something for that.
I genuinely didn't. That's the first thing that I remember going to the shops to buy. I didn't buy music when I was a kid.
Selective memory.
Well, but I genuinely didn't. And As the Palaces Burn by Lamb of God, and we were both in the same trip, and I was with Jack Tyler.
You were with me when you bought As Palaces Burn, and
What?
you were 16, so you never got music for that.
No.
Cool.
What would I have gone to buy?
So, did you not buy an Eminem album when you were like 13?
Destiny's Child.
Oh, none of us.
But I might have done, but I don't remember. I said the first thing I remember buying.
Yeah, that's fine.
Selective memory. Smurfs?
It's nice. Yeah.
It's not guilty. Don't know. I like the term guilty pleasures really. I guess things like bands like Slipknot that people probably cringe at. We all really like still. So I mean, I'm wearing a Metallica shirt. I'm clearly like not bothered about guilty pleasures.
And you?
I'm not really guilty about anything I listen to, I don't think.
I don't know, Britney Spears.
Don't mind a couple of Britney Spears songs.
Yeah.
If the occasion takes me.
Grey. Johnny Grey.
Yeah, I'm not really embarrassed of anything I listen to. Well, you came up with it.
All right. It was the name of a painting by a Lithuanian composer and painter who used to write. He'd sort of do 3 paintings and then write a sonata, and each painting was a movement. And I was at a graduate sort of forum lecture thing when I was studying at uni, and the painting didn't particularly strike me, but I liked the name. I thought it was quite sort of succinct and it sort of sounded nice. And we never really thought too much about it. It was just we didn't have a name, and that was sort of something that sprang to mind. So yeah, there's no big funny story behind it, unfortunately.
Finish this run of shows and then at some point start making music again, some new music, and see what happens. We're not going to stop making music, so.
Any dream collaborations?
I don't know really. I've never really thought about it. I never think about what someone else could bring to our music. I only ever think about it as what we could realistically make as just the two of us. So I never really think about collaborators and stuff. But like someone like like I said, like York or someone like that.
Yeah.
That would be amazing.
The Smurfs?
Smurfs,
Yeah.
I'd like to do an album with an orchestra one day.
Long hair.
I wish it
Long,
was.
straight red hair.
Long hair and a bigger beard.
It's a good wish.
Are you going to make it come true?
Down to it.
I'll try.
Come back after the show.
Thank you very much, guys, for your time.
Thank you.